think they were. I don't think they're that good. Just gonna be honest. I don't think they're that good. You did unlock the new map though. Okay. Anytime we get a new map, it's that simple. You go with Antonio. Take me to Green Acres. Fate changes every minute. I guess I'll die? The heck is this? It's the place to be. That's true. Farm living is the life for me. I've heard many people are saying this. Give me a good King Bible, please. You ever notice it's Austin Powers Spy Who Shagged Me joke? You know, it's remarkable how England looks nothing like the coast of Southern California. You know, it's remarkable how Green Acres looks nothing at all like the Mad Forest. As someone with a dog, I resent that take. It's hard to go into a store with a dog. I mean, that's true, but like the store was not made for dogs, you know. I'm not trying to like be anti-dog, but like that's just, I feel like that's kind of understandable, right? Like, you know, you're bringing your dog inside of like a, you know, like a pottery store or something like that. It's not dog pottery, it's for human beings. I think the most annoying part about owning a dog would be like if you have to walk your dog, obviously, but what if you don't want to talk to every other dog owner? Because I feel like I've never owned a dog, but I feel like when I see them in public, there's almost like you know, your dog sniffs their dog, and then all of a sudden you got to have like a bunch of small talk with them. That seems annoying, man. I don't even. Kate laughed when I told her this, and I was like, this is not cause for mockery. This is just my life. I'm supposed to pick up my daughter from daycare at 5, but sometimes the daycare provider doesn't come out until like 5:10, 5:15, something like that. I don't want any of this garbage, man. I don't want any of this garbage. Give me armor, I guess. I don't want this garbage. So I usually get to the daycare at like 4:50, and then I just sit in my car until minimum 5. Like at 5, I'll get out and like walk towards the daycare. But I'm small talked out. I just can't. I know I said it in an Isaac episode. I don't have anything else to give. I know everybody's, you know, when they're getting their booster shot. I know the last time, you know, they traveled. They're very nice people. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, I just don't like small talk, man. It's awkward, especially if you show up in the middle of like some of the other parents talking and you gotta like arbitrarily find a way to insert yourself in the conversation. Like, I think I've said this before, but 2 of the parents were talking about traveling, and then one of the parents was like, you know, one time I got stuck in the Minneapolis airport, and the same thing happened to Kate and myself. So I was like, you know, it's funny. I also got stuck in that very same airport. And it's like, yeah, it happened. That's a true story. Like, I didn't make that up. But fucking, who gives a shit, man? Who cares? So what? We both got... And I'm not knocking them. I'm knocking me. Okay, we both got stuck in the same airport. Big whoop. You know, any askers in the like? Let's be. Nobody. I'm not a bad guy in this context. Nobody is there like, oh, I can't wait to have a conversation with all the parents whom, at least as of right now, I only have anything in common with them because our kids go to the same daycare. We're all just standing there like talking to each other because it would be weird and almost like aggressive to not talk to one another. But we'd all rather be looking at our phones than hearing like very mundane details about each other's life. I'll stress for like the 5th time. I'm not knocking the other parents who all seem like nice people and honestly more sociable than me, quite frankly. If anything, I'm the square peg or whatever. The round peg trying to get into a square hole. But I'm like, man, I just want to look at my phone. I got everything on this thing. It's the airport's fault. No, I was like so thankful. Like in my head, I was like, oh, thank God I got stuck in the airport once so I can jump into the conversation. Because otherwise, I'd just be standing there with my hands in my pockets, having said hello, forced out of politeness to pretend like I'm part of the conversation. But really, it's just two ladies talking and I'm going, ha. But I haven't actually said anything to indicate that I'm part of the event yet. So when she was like, I got stuck in the Minneapolis airport, I was like, thank God. Common ground. One of the parents is a gamer, though. So we've talked about some gaming stuff. When he's there to pick up his child, I'm like, we can talk. But even then, he's an Apex player. What do I have in common with somebody who's good at Apex Legends, right? Like, even I feel emasculated just engaging in the conversation. I remember I was like, oh, do you play? Because he was talking about how he plays shooters. And I was like, are you a Warzone gamer? And he's like, no, I don't like Warzone because of the time to kill. And immediately I was like, all right, I guess you're like a better man than I am. I get it. Like, you don't have to rub it in. I don't have opinions that are that, you know, to that level of specificity about games, because I'm not good enough to get to the level where stuff like that matters to me. Instead, I'm like, I shoot the gun. I like that the gun shoots a lightning bolt sometimes. But at least, like, I'm in my wheelhouse there. That's all I got. I'll tell him about Zombs Royale. That's a good idea. I'll tell him about Zombs Royale. Yeah, are you a Bison player? You play Bison Monkey? I gotta move my kid out of this daycare. Too many people are running Bison Monkey here. No respect. Okay, hold on. This went very well. So this is just the Mad Forest? Or is something changing? Do the parents know you're a streamer? Yeah, the gaming dad got it. He managed to pry the information out of me by asking me just a question, what can you do? He said, what do you do for work? And I was like, well, here we go. Wow, you drive a hard bargain, mister. I didn't want to tell anybody. I don't think any of the moms know what I do for work. And again, this is probably like a me issue. They probably think I'm just like a normal person with a very cute baby. But in my head, I'm like, they think I'm a freak. Because I show up and I don't immediately have an anecdote to get myself involved in the conversation. So I just stand there pretending to like do something on my phone for a little bit. But they can't know. I'll just tell them something. I'll make something up. I'll tell them I'm like a paramedic or something. If they ask. Just something that good. Just like, it would be nice if they thought of me as a hero, is what I'm getting. That's what I'm going for, basically. A plumber. Oh yeah, I'm a plumber. That could work. I'm a plumber. I can manipulate 3D objects in my head. I'm detail-oriented and good at arithmetic. And I like to set my own hours. I'm a former teacher. That could work. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm actually... I don't have too much, like, social anxiety. I think I thought I did when I was younger. But now I've realized, like, I just don't want to... Is it a normal thing to look at a conversation with an acquaintance as a performance? As an honest question. Because, like, when you're talking with a friend, it's not a performance. You're just talking. At least for me, it's not a performance. You're just shooting the breeze. When you're talking with a stranger, you're like, and now I'm going to hit him with a joke that's not quite over the line because we don't have that level of rapport, but instead there's just tease and see where their humor standards are. And then, like, you have to, like, audition, right? Like, you're on. I just realized, I think, as I got older, that I just don't want to do that anymore. I'd rather just look at my phone, I think. I don't, because once I'm in conversation, I think I'm fine. It's just like the start of conversation where I'm like, I don't really know what to say. And then I like look at their posture and I realize that one of us has copied the other person's posture. And I'm like, did I do that? Because if I copied them, I got to take my hands out of my pockets right now or they're going to think like I'm some kind of freak. So then I take my hands out of my pockets, but then I'm like, now I'm just holding them kind of like awkwardly. I've got my thumbs in my pockets like I'm on the cover of a country music album. So then I put my hands back in and then I'm like, are they thinking that I'm doing something with my hands? Like, I'm sure moving my hands a lot more than they are. And I'm like, what am I doing? I guess I'll cross my arms, but then if I'm crossing my arms, does that make me look like I'm standoffish? I know I already have like a little resting bitch face, so maybe I'll just put my hands back in my pockets again. But I feel like conversationally, I got the anecdotes for sure. It's social anxiety? I don't worry about it though. Like, I don't have a problem talking to strangers. Like, it doesn't trigger like a fight or flight response. I just like, you know, there's just a lot of data points that I keep track of. Oh, whoa, I was glancing. Sorry. I don't even know. I guess I am. No, I'm definitely an introvert. That's true. That's not an own. You got me. But I don't know. Even like, you're telling me that if you're an extrovert, there's got to be at least like, you know, 5% extroverts in the chat right now. As an extrovert, you would rather talk to a stranger than look at your phone? This can't be true. The phone market would be like cratered. Because as an extrovert, can't you just talk to people you want to talk to on your phone instead? I always see people, they're out for a walk talking about like random bullshit on FaceTime and stuff like that. Like they actually like lead like an interesting life. I'm gonna get that chest. Don't you worry, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna live and I'm gonna get that chest. He's done it. Bad chest. I thought we were getting our upgraded whip. Apparently not. It's because you don't have hollow heart. You know what? When you put it that way, that's hard to argue with. That's pretty true. That's pretty helpful. I didn't think about that, but you're absolutely right. What if you died? What if I died? Floor chicken on the left. Thank you. There was an asker in chat. Of course I know him. He's me. Now we're back. How do you never see the turkeys? You ever see that, psychology experiment? They usually do it in like first year psychology in college to be like, gotcha. They have like a bunch of people wearing all white playing basketball, right? And they're like passing the ball back and forth. And then your teacher asks you, hey, can you count the number of times that they pass the basketball? And then you watch it and you're like 1, 2, 3, you know, like many times. And then the teacher says, how many times did they pass the basketball? And then you're like, 14, no, 11, no, that one wasn't a pass, that was a gathering step. And then the teacher goes, hey, what the fuck, Danny, if you see that damn gorilla? And then like 2 people in class who have already seen the video go, me, professor. And it's a lesson in how like whatever you put your focus on also leads you to exclude some information from what you happen to be seeing as well. Because you're focusing on, you know, a bunch of people dressed in white passing around an orange ball, as Scott Aukerman likes to say. You don't see a gorilla, it just filters into the background. That's like what's going on with the floor turkeys in this, is I'm focusing on not dying. So the floor turkeys for you probably seem like they're so apparent. For me, it's just like, it's Tuesday, man. Fair, so fair. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate that, thank you. But actually, it's Monday. It was a callback to Raul Julia's inimitable turn as M. Bison in the Street Fighter movie. So true. It was inimitable. It gets the people going. Nobody has admitted it yet. Maybe they'll make a new Street Fighter movie. You know what? They should make a movie. I'm sick of all the fighting, man. They should make a movie called Street Kisser. Wait, we don't need the violence in movies, the sex on TV. We need like street, I don't know, street huggers sounds like so, it sounds so menacing. It sounds like you'd read about it on like in the newspaper. You'd be like, we can't go down Granville, there's that street hugger. Wonder how free hugs guys are doing during the pandemic. Probably not so good, right? Now that I think about it, many of them are probably just carrying around a different sort of sign. That's unfortunate. There's a lot of guys here. You know what? We kill one more champ, we get upgraded King Bible, and then I make the whole universe my slave. Excuse me? I feel like we're doing kind of well. Do we get like a free t-shirt if we beat this level or something? Like, this is certainly a little bit harder than your typical Mad Forest. Yes, that's kind of sick. Dude, did you know on the Peloton, after 100 rides, you get a free t-shirt? I'm closing in. I'm closing. If the company's still in business in like 20-something days, I'm getting my shirt. That's why their stock price is tanking. Probably true, honestly. Hey, our stock price is tanking. Can someone help us with our budget? Oh, stop killing so many fictional male characters on HBO dramas. No. +2. I feel like I'm on a damn roll, man. Look, I feel like Pete Weber, okay? Whether you +2 or -2, you watched. That's all you could do. Thanks a lot, guys. And it's either a strike or a gutter ball. But those are the only two kinds of shots I want to see in bowling. A strike or a gutter ball. Do you know how my goal is to blow up and act like I ain't know nobody guy is doing during the pandemic? I literally, I'm just being honest, I know like nothing about the guy except that his name is Riff Raff. For a long time, I thought that he was one of the members of LMFAO, and everybody laughed at me, which I think is kind of fucked up. I genuinely thought that he was like the older, because LMFAO, it's one uncle and one nephew, right? I thought he was the uncle from LMFAO. You gotta admit, he's got kind of like an LMFAO sort of fashion sense. His name is Riff Raff. He probably wears shutter shades. Like, it's not a ridiculous mistake to make. Is that true? Yeah, I thought LMFAO was like one old guy. Well, he's probably like my age. I thought it was like one older guy who was like the uncle of the younger guy. But what are the names? There's no way I'm getting to that, man. I gotta kite him. What are the names of the two members of LMFAO then? This is a problem. I'm never getting back there. It's Red Foo and Sky Blue? Aren't those like websites where you sell your house? Or like a government contractor that sells biometric data to foreign governments. Like Sky Blue definitely sounds like the kind of company that tracks where you use your credit card and then sells that information to like foreign intelligence agencies. Red Food definitely sounds like a place where you like rent out someone's garage to sleep in. But this was in 2010. This was we hadn't reached that that stage yet, I guess. Party rockers do be in the house tonight. I can't keep track of all this, man. I'm from a different era. I only know like 3 Beyonce songs. Like there's a dividing line between like elder millennials and younger, I think. And the line for me is I know more Destiny's Child songs than Beyonce songs. I feel like for people under the age of like 26, that's not the case. Destiny's Child, Bills, 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 Say My Name, All the Women Who's Independent, Throw Your Hands Up at Me. Survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder. Bootylicious, my body's too bootylicious for you, babe. Beyonce, I know Countdown because of the Peloton. I know Halo because it was in a commercial. I think I know Formation. Was that the one that she played at the Super Bowl one year? Oh, that's true. All the Single Ladies. And well, you know what? Maybe I do know more Beyonce songs now that I think about it. Crazy in Love, that was a big one. Why not? If I Was a Boy. Irreplaceable, I don't know. Sweet Dreams, I don't know. I do know the one, and I don't know, it's gotta be like a late 2000s song just because it's got such a Timbaland sort of groove to it. But it goes, hey, you could be a sweet dream or a beautiful nightmare. Either way, I don't want to wake up. But then the reason I know that it's got to be from like 2007 to 2010 is because in the background there's a guy going, turn the lights on. And that's just like such a Timbaland thing to do, is have like a call-in response where he's the responder. I don't know if it is Timbaland, but it sounds Timbaland inspired. Irreplaceable is the one that goes, you must not know about me. I don't know if I know the song. I'm just being honest with you. I definitely know all the Single Ladies. Because in my 4th year biology lab, one of my fellow lab students was like, hey, we're all going in on a custom printing of a t-shirt that says, if you like it, then you should have put some ringers on it. Ringers is like a solution that you use when you're doing biological experiments. It's like a reagent, I think. And she was like, are you in? And I said, oh, absolutely not. And then I don't know if we ever spoke again. Wonder how she's doing in the pandemic. Probably fine. I don't know. She seemed like one of those students that was only in biology to use it as a stepping stone to, you know, become like a doctor or a dentist or something like that. She's probably doing okay. I don't know. You know, she might have died. I have no reason to believe that she would have, but I suppose anything's possible. You guys do that when you're watching like a movie that came out in like when I was watching Good Will Hunting? Anytime they showed like an old person, I was like, that person is definitely dead. Matt Damon, alive. Ben Affleck, alive. Casey Affleck, alive. When I see like a dude that's 70 in 1995, I'm like, he's gone, man. There's no chance. It's not, I don't mean it in like a negative way. I'm not like good. What the heck is this thing, man? It's just sort of walking at me menacingly. Minnie Driver's still alive, but many people that occupy the same room as her flatulence might not be so lucky, according to Sips at least. That Sib said that Mini Driver has powerful flatulence. I don't think he believes that. Or at least I don't think he could possibly have any data on it, but that is what he said. Again, I don't mean anything by it. It's just an interesting thing to think about it. Like, when you really think about it, time really does keep on skipping. Time really do be keep on skipping. Please take axe. Alright, Gimli. Fine, I'll take the axe. That'll make you happy. I'm just gonna say it, Sheryl Crow doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. Oh yeah? Sheryl Crow? What if crystal meth makes someone happy? You ever see any before-after photos? I think if it makes you happy, it can be that bad. I'm inclined to think that she doesn't know what she's talking about, quite frankly. That was my first thought as well. There's an interesting nuance to when you pick a drug for that. I don't know how much you can really go into it, but I was like, you know, some drugs you'd be like, oh, that's sad. In some drugs, you're more like, you know, I don't know. I think because crystal meth was in Breaking Bad, I think we all, even if we have no experience with it, we all look at it and we're like, it made that one dude get an ATM slammed onto his freaking head and he died. So, what the heck, man? How many levels did we just pick up? This is crazy. Holy cow. Did I break the game? We're at 21 minutes. I mean, I feel like Pentagram could be kind of sick, sure. Still need an axe as well. Red crystals were just stacked. Oh, you're telling me. Look at that. The gems are stacked for optimization purposes now. Hey, I see you. Genius. Yeah. Oh, what the heck? Witches? What else was she saying? She's gonna soak up the sun? Kind of problematic. Don't you know what that does to your skin? I'm gonna... You can't take... I guess this is a classic bit for me, which is, what if you took all song lyrics literally? It leads to some troubling situations. Like, for example, She Shook Me All Night Long by AC/DC. Right now, we know it's just a song about making love, but it becomes more of like a Titan sort of situation. She was a fast machine. She kept her motor clean. But then it's almost kind of like, also like a Xenia Onatop situation, right? When he says, knocking me out with those American thighs. I don't... Famke Janssen is actually from South Africa. But, you know, you could just retcon the lyrics a little bit. I suppose. Thank you. For optimization purposes. Hit me with your best shot. Yeah, that's just a sad song, man. And then it's sequel. Hey man, nice shot. Pretty sure Famke Janssen is Dutch. Why don't you look it up? Why don't you look it up and let's not both be pretty sure, because one of us can't be right. Why don't you tell me? Why don't you Famke space Janssen? Why don't you tell me where she's from? She's Dutch? All right. Wait, did I say she was Dutch or South African? I'm pretty sure I said she was Dutch. You must be really embarrassed right now. She's from Holland? Isn't that weird? It's just yet another example of the Berenstein Bears effect. That's what it's called when I was growing up. She used to be from South Africa until it changed. I don't know why it changed, but if they can get you to believe that someone with an incredibly Dutch-sounding name is Dutch, they can get you to believe anything. Wouldn't be me. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm alive again. We can go up. I'm going up. Up, up, up. Can only go up from here. It's not even... I could definitely name more Shania Twain songs than Beyonce songs. Whose bed have your boots been under? Any man of mine. You're still the one. Get you good. Up. That don't impress me much. Maybe they're kind of close. Man, I feel like a woman. I forgot like one of the biggest ones. How many Dutch people can you name? Does William the Orange count? Kim Kleisters. Or Justine en Ardennes. One of the two is definitely Dutch. Arjen Robin. Hold on, I'm thinking about it. I mean, Charles V. You gotta take the axe? Oh yeah, my mistake. Charles V, the Holy Roman Empire in the medieval era. I mean, he was a Burgundian prince. Burgundy was kind of like under the jurisdiction of the Netherlands. You know what I mean? Gus Van Zandt, the director of Good Will Hunting. Is he Dutch? Van Zandt seems like kind of a Dutch name. Rip Van Winkle? Robin Van Persie? Van Wilder? Martin Van Buren, great answer. The 8th president. Excuse me, Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's the muscles from Brussels. Not the log from Den Haag. Took a second. Took a second. Anyway, I guess the answer is not that many. Psi, +2, +2. Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you. What? I'm not even gonna say it. I don't think it's a bad word, but it's a rapper I don't recognize. I know who Lil Weezy is. Well, I guess I won't be taking an axe. You blew it. Thank you, thank you. I don't know, so like, I saw a list of like the 10 most popular artists on Spotify by monthly streams. I had heard of all of them, I think, but many of them I could not name a song that they've done, and most of them I certainly could not like sing any words from a song they've done. Number one was like Drake, and I was like, I'm very familiar with God's Plan. And then I think number two was Bad Bunny, and I'm like, I still get Bad Bunny confused with Bad Bobby, the Dr. Phil. Catch me outside, how about that, girl? And then I think number five was Ed Sheeran. Peloton's introduced me to a lot of Ed Sheeran songs I don't really ever want to hear again. I don't remember a lot of the other names on the list, honestly. Dua Lipa? I don't know if she was up there. I got nothing against Dua Lipa, though. I saw her Tiny Desk concert, which actually took place at like a very large studio, and I was like, this lady can sing. You know, Sesame Street did a Tiny Desk concert? I don't know if I'd necessarily recommend it unless you're already kind of watching a lot of Sesame Street, but... What kind of music do you actually listen to? I'll usually just like, you know, sit down and then type in youtube.com, Cocteau Twins, Heaven or Las Vegas, and then just like leave that on for like 15 minutes and then go to bed. Something like that. It's more, wow! 65% chance to not erase items. Oh my god, I'm popping off, dude. Did you know? So okay, I'm early in my Cocteau Twins career, right? At first, I thought they spoke in English, but I couldn't understand it. Then I said that on stream, and all the cool kids laughed at me. Ha, he's speaking in English. He doesn't even know that it's like mostly made up words. Then I went to Genius, you know, the lyrics and meaning website, and I typed in heaven or Las Vegas, and it's got words. But as soon as I saw the words, I X'd out because I was like, I don't want, this is taken away. I've got my own internal meaning based on like the tone of the music. She was talking about like being in love with like a card counter or something. I'm like, it's not your story, Brenda. It's not your story. So I closed out of that. I will never look up the lyrics to Loveless by My Bloody Valentine. I know what it means to me when they go. What the heck? Oh, it's the 4th of July, man. It's all coins, right? What a slap in the face, dude. Floor chicken. Floor chicken. Dude, we're gonna make... We lived. I just beat it. And I have no idea what was different about this versus the normal Mad Forest. But I always appreciate the ability to put something in the thumbnail that's like, they added a new map! 3 seconds. You've unlocked the cleric. How about that? The Mad Forest changed? What the heck? Prove it. I don't know, just buy anything, man. Bat chest, buy anything. While we're here, we might as well do one more, man. Why not?